What's up everyone, it's DeagleBeagle, and today we're going to look at the tier list of Pokemon and, well, not so much the tier list, more of like how to make a team for the Kitakami Prologue. So, you have Sun combos, you have Tailwinders, not all of these are really good. You have Trick Roomers, you have Fake Outers, you have, oh, these are Fake Outers continued, but screens available. There's rain combos. There's just like combos like with Pokemon that are good in general, but there's also hard trick room, offensive mons. Okay, so the different sun combos, probably the best ones would be like, first of all, Ninetales Lilligant-H. If Lilligant-H even works. It says it's in the dex when you validate it, but I don't see it in this dex. See, it just shows regular Lilligant in the Cerebi dex, so I'm not sure if this Pokemon is allowed or not, but even if it isn't, you could use like Victory Bell or something instead. And this Pokemon, I don't know if there's something. I think you could use Dragon Dance like Gyarados with some sort of dancer Pokemon, but that's not really a sun combo, so I should probably delete this. Victory Bell would be decent if Lilligant H is banned, because it would be like a Lilligant, except it gets a poison stab move on top of that. So you would only need like, what's the most speedy thing in here? Let's go to the tier list. I'll probably figure it out pretty soon. I gotta zoom in. I had it downloaded. Jeez, that's bad. Maybe you can't even see it, but what was I even talking about? The speediest Pokemon so far is Mousehold. And let's see if there's something faster without a scarf, we're assuming. Weavol's faster, but I don't expect it to be that common. I expect Mousehold to be common. And the Ogerpon, so 178 speed. You would want to outspeed after a chlorophyll boost for sure. But beyond that, other than like Weavile or some other Pokemon, or the mirror, or like I was saying, like a scarf Pokemon or something, you probably don't need to go above like Hearthflame speed. So, I mean, maybe Mousehold speed, I guess, 180 speed. You rarely need to go above 179, above 180 speed. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's just nothing that's relevant. So you don't even need speed with this, but you could if you're gonna sash it anyways. But you could just like give it like Sludge Bomb. Probably not Solar Blade because it's a special attacker. Or I guess you could make it a physical attacker if you wanted to, huh? Does it get Poison Jab? Oh, it does. Yeah, so... Oh, it doesn't get Solar Blade. That's funny. Solar Beam, Sludge Bomb. At least it's immune to Intimidate if it's using a special move. And then Protect. Does he even get After You, though? Yeah, I guess you don't need After You if you're using it with Ninetales. If you're using Torkoal, maybe, but I suppose you don't even need After You. You could just use Protect with it. And then, what was it? Oh, it gets Sleep Powder, doesn't it? Yeah. You would use this, most likely. You could use another grass move, but I would probably use Solar Beam. And same with Lilligant, the regular Lilligant. Unless you want to use a weaker move so that you can use it outside of Sun. But you should pretty much always have Sun out if you're using Lilligant-H and not pick it to where you have to worry about if Sun's coming out or not. Or at least you can outspeed some things when Sun is not out and still Sleep Powder spam or use some other move. So, yeah, you could use this or even Encore or something over Protect. Might be decent. Weather Ball, maybe Weather Ball. You would probably want Focus Sash. Or, well, if you're using max HP, maybe Life Orb. It just depends on what you want to do. Probably give it the extra and defense for priority moves to wall those. Ninetales, you would probably want to use, if you're using it with Lilligant, you would want Helping Hand so that if they go for a fake out, you can Terra Ghost with like Lilligant and Helping Hand, or at least you can bluff that. And you can use Heat Wave with it. You can use Solar Beam with it. You can also use Overheat if you wanted to, but you might want Protect. It depends, though. You may not need Protect if you have Helping Hand, because you can use that versus Fake Out. So you could even use like Terra Grass or something to wall what it's weak to and boost up Solar Beam. Just depends on what you want to do. And then Hearth Flame, there's different ways to EV it, but you would want Ivy Cudgel, Spiky Shield for sure, and some grass move, and then after that it's kind of filler. So up to you on what you want to use. But a lot of people would use Woodhammer unless they're using the bulky one, the bulky high attack one. Then they might use Horn Leech. So the more attack you have, it feels like the better Horn Leech is. But Woodhammer is just good for getting damage off, even though you do recoil. Anyways, and then the last move is whatever your team needs. It's kind of filler, like Sword Stance or Encore or something, or Follow Me, whatever. And then this should use pretty much like I was saying, after you, Solar Blade, Close Combat, and what was the last one? Sleep Powder. Yeah, maybe you don't have to have after you, but it's probably worth it considering how fast it is. And you'd probably want Focus Sash with it. Probably the same for Vitribell, really. If you don't, I suppose you can make a Life Orb and hope you wall an attack, but you might want to just have Sash just to be sure you can survive something, and Sleep Powder, and then Sleep Powder again, excuse me, again, if they bring you down to Sash. So you would want Terra Ghost with this, and then see, same for Vitribell, same boat. Helping Hand plus Terra Ghost is really good. And then there was like a ghost type Chlorophyll or Swift. Well, there is a ghost type Swift Swimmer, Basculegion. It does get intimidated though, but at least there's that. And I gotta turn. I thought I turned off this stupid alarm. Okay. I had notifications off. I should have just turned off my phone. So Shift-Free can also benefit from it, and it can benefit from, well, you can't use Wind Rider actually if you have Chlorophyll. You can't have two abilities. But if you're using it, you might want to use Sash. And you shouldn't probably pick more than one Chlorophyll Pokemon on a Sun team. You don't want to be too reliant on Sun. So probably like Fake Out, Leaf Blade, Knockoff, or Last Shout is fine too for Intimidate. However, if they lead, I believe if they lead Intimidate, that's kind of a weakness for Last Shout. It's counters better like Intimidate switch-ins, because it's it's not counting it like the turn before. If they lead, it's counting it like the turn before and not like mid-turn. So to counter stuff like Lash Out, Shift Free, they could just lead. So I don't know if you want Lash Out because this is going to lead a lot, so you might want Knockoff. Up to you. But you probably should have a stab move with it if you're not using Terra Ghost. Terra Ghost would be good. Well, actually, it wouldn't be that good because the point of Shift Free would be to outspeed their Fake Out, which you most likely would, and Fake Out them before they Fake Out you. So you could also use Tailwind or Protect with it. Just depends on what you want to do. Now, having a really fast Fake Outer and Tailwinder like Shift Free would be good. You could basically, like, yeah, just have a really fast Tailwind and Fake Out. And then I think that pretty much covers Sun. There's Arcanine for Intimidate, but I wouldn't use Arcanine personally because it has the same exact typing as Ninetales. Yeah, use some other Pokemon like Ogerpon to get a boost off of it. Now, I have seen some Volbeat and Illuminous because they do get Prankster. So they're going to be one of the most common Tailwinders. Maybe the most common Tailwinder, even though I don't think they do anything besides get the Tailwind up. Like Bug Buzz, and that's crap special attack. I mean, I don't think it even gets Tail Glow anymore. Oh, it does? I don't know if that's legal or not. Is it? Maybe it is. Okay, maybe it is. And then Baton Pass, maybe. Some shenanigans like that. I want to use Volbeat personally. If you want a really fast Tailwind, I mean, Prankster Tailwind, yeah, you could use this. But it has such low stats. I don't think I would use it personally. I mean, it's just a gimmick like Baton Pass stuff with it. Seems like other than that. And if you're trying to Tailwind, then you don't have time to also Tail Glow and Baton Pass. So it's hard to say what the moveset should even be, but probably like Struggle Bug. And yeah, just use the secondary effects to your advantage, even if it has like no power. It at least like lowers their stats and helps your team out that way. And same, I mean, Illuminous is pretty much the same Pokemon, I think. It's just, what's the difference? Special attack is higher than Volbeat's, but its attack is lower. Alright, so don't use Volbeat unless you want to have a physical Pokemon. Does it even get any good physical moves? Not really. Lunge and no, that's not worth it. I would use probably Illuminous. You'd probably want to make it special. And Rimbombi, I believe, gets Tailwind also. Yeah. So this would let me look at it again. Honey Gather, no. Shield Dust, I believe that helps versus Fake Out, but let me double check. This Pokemon and allies cannot fall asleep for Sweet Veil. That would be good to counter like Sleep Powder spam with like Lilligant and stuff, but I haven't seen that really. I really haven't seen that yet. Without Spore, there's not going to be a lot of people using a sleep move, so you probably would want Shield Dust and Bulbapedia. Here we come. So forgot what I was going to look up. Shield Dust. I ate too much. I'm tired. I'm a glutton today. So, Fake Out. Yeah, it can't be flinched with Fake Out or Rock Slide or whatever. I think it's basically like a Covert Cloak. You know, that ability is like a Covert Cloak item. So if that's the case, this is going to be probably more common than Illuminous. I have seen it some. You don't need Terra Ghost with it probably unless you're trying to wall, I don't know, extreme speed or something. I'll have to go over some of these analyses later, but you would probably want Bug Buzz and Dazzling Gleam or Moonblast, Tailwind, and some other move, Protect or some other move. Quiver. Oh, it does get Quiver Dance? Then I can see someone using that with Oricorio. Pollen Puff. It gets Struggle Bug and some other good. It gets some good moves. Not gonna lie. And what's the next one? Oricorio. You could use the other typings too. So Revelation Dance, 90 power, electric move in this case. It depends on the form. This mon looks alright with Icy Wind and stuff. I don't think it's gonna be that good though. And then Yanmega. See, you do get a really fast Tailwind later, like second or third turn or whatever, but you probably would want something that has an immediate really fast Tailwind if you need it. Could maybe sash this to help out, but I don't see it being that great, but maybe I'm wrong. If you can outspeed like everything after 1 or 2 turns. And then Star Raptor, this Pokemon doesn't look that bad actually. It looks like one of the best intimidators. So, but you could also use it for tailwinding if you don't want to use like Scarf, U-turn, Final Gambit stuff with it, which is how it's been used pretty well in the past. So what's the next move? Like either U-turn or does it get Double Edge? Yeah. You might not need Double Edge though if you have both Brave Bird and Close Combat, so might want to change Double Edge for something like U-turn. Just depends. And these ones are decent Tailwinders also. You have to look at the tier list. Some of them anyways, I mean, are. And these are 3 more Tailwinders, some of them pretty low tier. These are the Trick Roomers. So there might be, there's a few more like these ones. You have to look at the tier list. By the way, back to Sun teams, you can use like a thick fat Snorlax or whatever with it, so if it boosts up their fire moves, then you're not in a terrible spot, or use some fire resistant Pokemon in general. And then Appleton also gets thick fat, where you could just use, like I was saying, like a dragon Pokemon or a fire or whatever to wall their fire moves. And some of the decent fake outers might be Ludicolo, Shiftry, Grimmsnarl, and I'm not sure about the rest, how good of a fake outer they are. And the Kitakami Prologue. And these Pokemon are possibly good in rain or better in rain. Like, it's not so much that Gyarados is boosted up a lot by Toad, it's more the fact that it just makes it do consistent damage. Even if they have Sun, you have a way to do consistent damage with Gyarados besides like a Terra Blast flying or something. You can actually help do some damage with like Waterfall. And then of course Basculegion's pretty good, and the rest of them are pretty decent in rain. And then these are the good stuffs. I don't know if I would quite call some of them good stuffs. Like, well, Clefairy is A tier, but I mean, it's good with stuff in general, but it's not like an S tier Pokemon where you can just slap it on a team and do well. It's more like A tier because it's only good with certain Pokemon like Como that really take advantage of the Friend Guard. And let's see, but other Pokemon like Gyarados can be easily slapped on the team and do well. Same with Garchomp, even though you would want probably a flying ally or levitating ally at least near it on the same team. And Mousehold Ape's always going to be good, except there is a lot of Follow Me going around, so I don't think that should be your main team. That should be like maybe what you use a lot, but but not something you like rely on as a crutch. And then there are some hard Trick Room Pokemon. So there's King Ambit, which counters Intimidate, so they can't just Intimidate, spam your like physical Pokemon without punishment. And what am I missing? Ursaluna forms, both of them are good in Trick Room, and so is Hatterene and Vikavolt actually, especially when this guy used Terra Electric, even though I don't know if you have to have that, but that's just nice to have. And Hatterene's always been good on hard Trick Room. So those are probably the main things